Well, we have some heartbreaking news to tell you about today. There's been a death in the WJBF News Channel 6 family.
The daughter of our dear friend and colleague George Myers was tragically killed last night.
Jenny Montgomery and Brad Means are in the studio now as we mourn the loss of Kathy Ann Myers.
Marion Barkley, our hearts are heavy today as we keep George and Deb and their family in our prayers.
Yeah, it's just horrible news. Everybody's still processing it. Kathy, everybody knew her as Khaki. Everybody loved her as Khaki. Her twin sister, Amy, up there near Greenville, South Carolina, involved in a tragic crash last night. Amy is still in critical condition, 32 years old, this young lady. Our prayers are with Amy as she's in the hospital. Khaki left us just after 8 o'clock.
Out of respect for the Myers' privacy, we are not sharing photographs from the scene. But we want you to know that investigators say this deadly accident was caused by a drunk driver. Khaki and Amy were wearing their seatbelts, stopped at a red light when they were slammed from behind by a drunk driver.
The driver, 49-year-old Bradley Ryan Medlock out of Taylors, South Carolina, also in the hospital right now. He's going to face charges of felony DUI resulting in death and felony DUI resulting in great bodily injury.
A third car, a pickup, was impacted by the crash, and that driver too was taken to the hospital. We tell you these details because we report far too many stories of deadly DUI crashes, and now one of those stories is about one of our WJBF family members.
Yeah, every single day it seems we have negative news like this about drunk driving. It kills, period. In fact, in 2017, 25% of deadly traffic accidents in Georgia were alcohol related, about 32% in South Carolina. And Jenny, here you have two girls, just like every member of the Myers household, towing the line, not doing a thing wrong. And if the investigation plays out, a drunk driver took them.
It is so heartbreaking, and we know that many of you relate to the pain of something like this. We want George and Deb to know that our hearts are with you, our hearts are broken for you. When you hear the phrase, a parent's worst nightmare, this is absolutely it. And we know that you have a very strong faith, and we are certainly praying for you in this time when that faith is being tested.
Yeah, just to pull back the curtain on George Myers a little bit and let you know what the man is really like, the guy behind the meteorologist. His faith is of the utmost importance to him. He leans on it heavily. Goodness knows he's leaning on it at this hour. But he is a man who, just from your brief talks with him, Jenny, has indicated he wants to rely on that faith, wants to insulate himself with his family right now and try to get through this. We had to say, look, you're a member of a lot of other people's families as well. You've been in their house for more than 30 years. Let's get the community to rally around you and lift you up as well.
We know that many of you remember when the twins were born. I've watched the twins grow up since they were 8 years old. That's when I started working with George, when the twins were 8. And it is impossible to believe this has happened. We know that their family is just torn apart. And we would encourage you, if you are inclined to pray, to please send up your prayers for George and his family during this most difficult time.
I can assure you he will feel it, and he needs it right now. Again, we're trying to get Amy through this right now, and we're praying for God's arms to be wrapped around George and Deb as they mourn the loss of sweet Khaki. And you're right, as with any workplace, you watch people grow up, you all become a part of the same extended family, and those twins just came right up over the years right here at Television Park, and God knows they were just the best girls. Amy still is, obviously, and their legacy, just like every member of the Myers household, is forever strong.
I have talked with George this morning. He is, of course, as you would expect, very broken up about everything. They are very concerned right now about Amy and seeing her through her recovery in the hospital right now. She does have some very serious injuries, and we just pray that God works through the doctors and nurses.
Absolutely. And just as a final note, please do what you can to try to lift up our team of meteorologists here at News Channel 6. Of course, we're all hurting, but he was their dad. They came to work and depended on George to point them in the right direction each day. It's amazing that John Lynn has gotten through this noon newscast and the morning newscast before it. And so we wrap our arms around that team of meteorologists as well and try to get them through this as we continue to deliver the news of the day.
Thank you so much for your thoughts and your prayers.
We'll be right back.